Day 65, and I'm gonna start the high fat approach because that's the best thing for healing autoimmune diseases, and that's what I'm gonna focus all my energy on after my doctor's trauma and health issues. Everybody who's new here, I post every day, so yeah, my last two videos were a little bit of a struggle with my doctors and these kind of things, and I want to focus on something else and keep my mind occupied. So I thought I'm gonna show you how you can track your macros with my FitnessPal app and how it's working and what you see there and how to make your life more easy and why you should do that in the first place. And you can use any kind of app. I'm just gonna show you how I do it and how I now going to the high fat approach. So why is it important to actually track your macros even for one day? Because we don't have an idea of what we're eating and how much fat it is, because sometimes we assume that, for example, a steak has a lot of protein and these kind of things, but then it has 50% protein, 50% fat, or it has 80% fat and 20% protein, and we didn't expect that. That's what happened to me. So this is why it's so important to educate yourself a little bit in this direction. Even for one day it's enough, so you will have a little bit of an understanding how many calories you're taking in, how many fat, how many protein, what has carbs, because that's sometimes also we forget on carnivore that we take a lot of things that has carbs. So especially when you do dairy and these kind of things or fruits. So it will be very interesting, believe me, just to do it one day, just out of curiosity. And I did it for many days, so I have a little bit of a better understanding how it works. A high fat approach for me, it will be at the beginning 70-30. That means 70% fat of all my calories I have intake, 30% it's going to be protein. So why that? Because I have to got to 80-20, because that's the best how you can heal most of the diseases, doctors said, especially autoimmune, which I have. So that's my goal, but you need time to get there. So you shouldn't overwhelm your body when you're not used to fat, because you will fail hard with diarrhea and these kind of things. You really need to increase, especially fat, very slowly into your diet. I'm now almost 65, I am 65 days in. So for me, I adjusted my body over 65 days to more fat, but I'm still not there to have 80% fat, because my body will react immediately. So keep that in mind. With the calories, how much calories should you eat? That's so different for every person. I know now a lot of very tiny little women, especially who are also older, they need on carnivore 3,500 calories. That's a lot just to maintain their weight. So it's really, really different for everybody. And I know other carnivores who need, especially women, who need about 1,700, 1,800, because they have implemented a lot of dairy. So there is a big difference in what you eat and then what you can have in calories to, keep your weight or go up and down, whatever you need. So keep that in mind. For me, for example, pork, I gain weight. If I eat the same amount of calories with dairy and pork and the same amount of calories with beef, here I will lose weight, here I will gain weight, and it's the same calories. So it's really different for everybody and what is working. So I'm going to show you how you can experiment with these kind of things and just get to the point where you have this, that's what I need to do moment. Yesterday, for example, I tried, I tracked all my macros and I got to the 73% fat, 0 carbs, and the rest was protein. So I was gaining weight because I was too high of calories. That's what I realized. My body couldn't handle 2,200 calories. On the ground beef was mixed. That was my problem. My ground beef was mixed with pork and beef, and I did have a lot of ground beef yesterday because I nourished my body and it helped me with cravings. Goat cheese a little bit and ground beef and butter. These combination helped me not to go overboard with my mental health issues I had extremely. Last two videos showed it. So I would need a lot of sugar and these kind of things, and it helped me not to go in this direction. So that was really a life-saving wow. And I did eat all the time until I was full. So I wanted to start my videos in general with just telling you what happened yesterday. And weight wise. So I'm now at the weight 64.4 kg. Yesterday I did eat in a 6-hour period, but it was just not because I forced it. It was what is happening. And in these 6 hours, I ate a lot. I eat 2,200 calories. I did eat 70-30% ratio with high fat. I was in a very emotional state, so I was extremely hungry and wanted to eat all the time until I was almost puking, and then I started over and over, and it was good. It is good if you do it with meat and not carbs and sugar. So that's the sum up. So let's dive into what we have to deal with when you use the app. So I wrote it down because I'm going to show you the pictures. So at first, you can go down here to search the food you want to. So just click it and then tip in, for example, in this case I'm showing you right now, I tipped in ribeye. So be careful because the brands variate a lot with calories, and you will see that. You will see also if you just turn around the package in a store, you will see that some brand has 400 calories or something like that, and the other has 200. So there is a really big variation. With that app, you have most of the stuff already included. I think it's also because it's based in America. I think that would be easier. So I tried it out with English words, and it's really full of that. And all the other apps weren't very specific in my German language. So I think you will find a lot of things there. And you can even write ribeye Costco or these kind of things and find the right app, because in America I'm sure you have the very similar, but it's easy to use them. It's really easy. It's always the same. If you pay, it's free. So if you pay for these apps, you can also just scan with the app the code on whatever you're eating, and that makes your life so much easier. That's what I did with my previous things, and now I don't have that because the app is not showing all of the stuff that we are having. So it's not worth it for me. I have to switch maybe the apps because it's more of an American, these kind of direction, I have the feeling. But then you just easily just scan it, and then you just write in how much you ate, and that's it. So you really don't have a lot of work with that if you have the premium, but you can with the free app, you can do whatever and a lot of things. So the next, you will click on, you see that ribeye, and don't click on the little plus, just choose ribeye, for example, the one you want to add to your list. And then here you can change also the gram, that is not 100 grams, it's 1 gram. And then you can write the portions, for example, 300 grams. And you choose if it's lunch, dinner, breakfast, snacks. And then you will see here down that, for example, the ribeye has 0% carbs. It has 61% fat, which is basically 42 grams of fat, and 39% protein. It's 60 grams protein. This particular ribeye, it's not ribeye in general, because that's what is in the app. So another ribeye can maybe have different variations. Keep that in mind. When you're done, you see here if you reached your goals that you want to reach in the first place. We're going to come to that, how you change it. So you can change your goals with clicking on the dots, going to my profile, click then on change profile. And here you already, when you start the app, you have a survey and it will already do all the work for you. But for us carnivores, we need to switch it up because the calories are too low. We shouldn't go under 1,500 calories, nobody of us, because it will slow down your metabolism and it will be hard for you to drive on carnivore. That's what most of the people say. Maybe it's not applying to you, but that's what most of the people and doctors say. Don't go under 1,500 calories, just to, not having your body keep your calories and working against you. So you go here, you change your goals. If you click on the goals, and there you can change also the weight if you need to. And you click on the goals categories, macros, and here you can change what you want to achieve. For me, it's, going 0 carbs, having 70 to 80% fat, and having the rest protein. So that's my goal. And your calories, you can also change them and figure it out. I tried yesterday with 2,200. It was too much, so I reduced it today to 2,700. I will eat the same things and see how my body reacts to it, just with lower grams of intake. So I'm gonna try to eat the exact same thing like yesterday, just to see if I lower my calories but eat the same things, it will help it. If it will help me. If not, I need to switch, of course, also my ground beef to just beef. But I have a lot of these ground because I just mixed it up, and so I really like it and love it actually. So I need to then just go to beef and not pork. That's important for me. So you need just to figure out, and you can, when you have no idea where to start, there are a lot, just Google, what is my baseline for calories, and then you can just fill in a little survey. It's like 4 questions, and then it will give you an estimate of how much you need. I did that with 4 sites, all showing different kind of things. The highest size showed 1,700 to 1,800, so that's what I was then going to, and just take the more higher approach, and then you can reduce it and just figure it out. Keep it so simple. Just trial and error. So in some small, whatever did I write? So careful with the pork. I did say that. Just beef. So especially with dairy. So if you adjust your calories, it's so important for you to know that there is different kind of calories you will need depending on what you're eating. If you still have implemented, for example, fruits and dairy and these kind of things, you maybe need less calories than you would with the same amount of food with just beef. So there is a variation depending on really what you're eating. So if you have your baseline now, you know what to do, great. If you switch up and then quit dairy, maybe you need even more calories. Just keep that a little bit in mind and see how your body is reacting to it. Don't make it difficult. It can be really easy, and just experimenting a little bit and have fun. That's the most important thing. So if you click on the circle here, you can change. You can see and change to macros over here. You can see now, did you reach your grams you needed and that were estimated with your calories you wanted to and your ratio you wanted to. There you will just easily see, did I reach it or did I overeat? So in my case, you see that I need to lower something that has protein in it, and I need to increase something that has fat in it. So, and that has lower protein, for example, butter, or just, having the ribeye fat and these kind of things. So that's very important, just to play a little bit. And I can tell you what I did today, and it was very helpful. I planned my meal in advance, knowing what I have at home, saw how much I can eat of something just to reach that goal. And then I'm just gonna prepare it easily, just gonna cut it, put it on the scale maybe, and then see if it's that way. Because after a while, you know a little bit better how much is what, and you don't need to use the scale and these kind of things. You will just have a better understanding. But educate yourself to that, because it will help a lot. You can stick with this education for the rest of your life, and you will just profit. So believe me, it's really something that will benefit you in the end. Just to try it out, even for 1 to 3 days, it can be enough just to, experiment a little bit with that. So the ahead planning helped me now to figure out, if I eat like this, I'm gonna reach my goals. So my plan for today is 1,700 calories to try out after yesterday overeating with the 2,200. Having a whole rump steak, which is basically like a ribeye, and it has 50-50. I just gonna round it up, but it has 50% fat, 15% protein. So it wouldn't help my goal just to add more of the rump steaks. So it wouldn't also not help my goal to just eat maybe the ribeyes. So I will need really to mix and match a little bit more to figure out how to get there, especially with the things I have. So maybe in America there are more fatty parts and these kind of things, but it's very, very difficult to figure that out. But so we're gonna just keep it simple and listen a little bit to what my app is saying. So that's why I will have the ground beef which I left over, which has also pork in it, like 50-50 pork, 50 beef. And I will switch when they're empty, I will switch to just ground beef. But that's basically 70-30. So 70% fat, 30% protein. And you in America have the luxury that you, it seems you have it standing 80% fat, 20% protein on your ground beef. We don't have that here. I don't have this information. So I just can, figure it out like this. The egg yolk, such a difficult word, is a little bit something I don't really understand, because it has 75% fat, 20%, now I get it. 75% fat, 20% protein, and if you just have the yolk without an egg white, that's how you can increase your fat without increasing your protein. So if you have, for example, an omelette with 4 normal eggs, you can add 4 egg yolks, and then you will have more fat in it. And the egg white you can use to make, some kind of egg white bread if you can tolerate it. Some people cannot tolerate egg whites. I'm one of these people who's a little bit more sensitive to egg whites. Then I will have some butter, and I need, if I do have, it's free from the butcher, the ribeye fat. It's so tasty. So if I make this, I need to be careful with my fat intake if I do use the ribeye fat trims, and make my little thingies, which are really crispy, 25 minutes, 180 degrees, just in the air fryer, cut it. You have then tallow left over. It's just amazing also. And if I do this, I have to reduce my butter. So I really have to see, what's working then in the end. That's really important, because if you increase here, if I eat then the same amount of butter and still have the ribeye fat, I will have much more calories than I'm attempting now to have for this experiment in particular. So you can overeat on fat and you can gain weight from fat. So be careful with that. People don't think about that and just adding butter and eating butter on sticks like everybody else, but they don't figure it out if they have to reduce something else to have the intake in the end. So that's important to know. Goat cheese, I will have some, it's like 30 grams, it's just a little bit of sprinkles. Why? Because goat cheese light helps me with my cravings. So goat cheese for me is a very, very helpful little helper. So I'm not craving anything. I'm not craving, I do have normal cheese now in my fridge and I don't eat it. And it's very interesting because I usually would eat it, but I'm not eating it. And just a little bit of this light cheese, because the normal cheese I will overeat. So the light cheese helps me to stay focused, stay in just a little bit, and help me with the cravings. Some people tend also to be allergic to goat cheese and these kind of things. You really need just to listen to your body. If it's reacting, you may not, can work with something that you're having, and you need just to figure out what it is and then cut it out. And maybe supplement with something else and just a little bit, I don't know, whatever cheese maybe you like, if you eat cheese. If not. I don't use dairy and these kind of things. I quit coffee 16 days ago, something like that. Since then, I don't need dairy at all. I don't use whipped cream anymore because I was really feeling sick with whipped cream most of the time. So I don't have anything that's basically on that. The only thing I sometimes do have is the goat yogurt now. It's really tasty. I love it. But it's also very rare that I have it. And that's basically it. I don't have anything else. So because my body is just not needing it right now, but it has. If you watch all my videos, I post every day, you will see how much up and downs I had, especially with yogurt and protein bars and protein pudding and all this kind of crap. But my body needed it at the time, and it's important just to give it your body will adjust, and my body is adjusting very well right now, and I'm really making big progresses, and I'm so proud of myself. Even with, I think 2 days ago I did have a protein bar, I did have some popcorn, a handful. I really make just a handful. I really kept it small because I just wanted it. But yesterday it was the worst day, and then I could manage to supplement with ground beef and goat cheese, and that helped me even more and better, and I felt better. So I know that now. I know that, and I have that in mind now, that this is my go-to. It's not steak. I cannot eat steak when I'm in this mood, but it's ground beef, really small, crunchy made, and the goat cheese and the butter combination just makes it somehow happy feeling, and I can eat in front of a TV just being depressed all the time. So that really helped, and I didn't expect that. So I found my little tweaks with the things I should eat. So that's the good thing, and you will learn, you know. And I'm just gonna show you now here some examples with I photographed from the app. So if you're lazy, you maybe just can use this, because these are the most go-tos I have just to see what the macros are. So it would be great just to make it out a challenge that the next 3 days you're gonna track your macros and see how you're doing, and doing the same things like I do, you know. Am I now hungry? Am I not hungry? Am I craving sweets or not? And post it in the next video, because I'm doing every day a video, so it will be cool to just build up a little bit of a let's do it together community thing. And I'm so thankful for a lot of you and your tips you gave me, and I found thankful to you, some people also who had the same MS problems like I do have with my doctors, and I don't feel alone, and that's what YouTube is about. You're not feeling alone for me, and seeing all the people sharing their honest truth and without, you know, making it look pretty. I'm really helpful with that, and that's what this channel is also about, just to being honest about everything and just trial and error with all of you guys. And I'm happy and hope you will have some fun with your experiments. And now I have to go. So see you tomorrow. Happy to have you. Bye bye.
Yours, Reby.